Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Iran launching dozens of missiles and drones at Israel. This video from the past 90 minutes. We're getting a live look at Israel right now, a much calmer sight compared to just an hour ago. Israel's military says it is now safe for people to leave shelters. Now, this comes after Israel launched attacks on Iran's nuclear military structure to kill top generals and scientists. This operation, it began overnight. President Trump is pushing for Iran to make a deal with Israel, and quickly. Lawmakers are reacting to this conflict. We heard from Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, who says in part, quote, the Israeli government bombing Iran is a dangerous escalation that could lead to a regional war, end quote. Now, we're working to get reaction from Michigan's Israeli community tonight, and we will keep you updated as we learn more. Well, this afternoon, an 18-year-old Newport man is charged after police say he threatened to shoot up the Rockwood Police Department. Now, Jason Stacy is accused of multiple crimes, including a threat of terrorism. Stacy allegedly made multiple threatening calls to the department before being arrested by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Now, he was arraigned with a $500,000 bond, cash bond. The probable cause conference is scheduled for June 24th. A teen driver has learned his sentence for his role in the death of an 18-year-old Flynn Mackerel in a crash that happened 2 years ago. Now, the driver, a minor, is convicted of manslaughter. He's received a blended sentence. He's on probation at a secure facility right now unless he violates his probation. In that case, he'll spend 19 to 38 months at a Wayne County detention facility. Now, we heard from Mackerel's family, who's pushing for a harsher sentence.
On the night of Friday, November 17th, 2023, I returned to my apartment in Ann Arbor after working late to finish up classwork before the Thanksgiving break. The next morning, I was returned home to Grosse Pointe to see my family, but more importantly, Flynn. It was his first big holiday since he started his freshman year at the University of Dayton. It was after 11 p.m. when I received a phone call from my father, who informed me that Flynn was dead.
Ahead on Local 4 News at 6, we will hear from the teen convicted of driving 105 miles per hour with his friend in the car, resulting in this tragic death. Well, this afternoon, 2 Chinese researchers accused in separate smuggling cases are ordered to stay in jail until their next hearings. The 2 women appeared in federal court just hours ago. Our Lauren Kostick is live with what happened and the next steps in these high-profile cases. Hey, Lauren?
Well, Damon, the big question today was whether or not these Chinese researchers would receive bond. But instead, we watched as they both consented to detention, meaning that they will remain in jail as their attorneys work to build their cases. And as a reminder, these cases, they are separate, but they do have a lot in common. Both women are Chinese researchers with ties to the University of Michigan and are accused of smuggling biological material through the Detroit airport. First, there's Youngkin Jin John and her boyfriend, Young Lu. They are accused of smuggling a dangerous fungus last summer for research at the Ann Arbor school. She has since appointed her own attorneys, 2 from Boston. The other case involves Chong Shan Han, who was just arrested over the weekend for smuggling and lying about packages mailed to staff members of a U of M lab. And here's a little audio from court today.
Is it true that you're consenting to detention at this time?
Yes.
Do you agree to move the preliminary hearing from June 23rd to June 30th?
Yes.
And both of these cases have really gained national attention over the last couple of weeks and also sparking a lot of questions. So at 5 tonight, hear from a former U.S. attorney here in Michigan and also a former Wayne County judge, really their take on all of this, why we're seeing such an uptick in cases. Again, we'll have that story tonight at 5. For now, reporting in downtown, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. Well, communities across the country are planning to stage protests against President Donald Trump's planned military parade tomorrow. All right, take a look at this map from an organization showing where some of those rallies are planned. Here in Metro Detroit, protests are planned here in Detroit, Dearborn, Novi, Romeo, Roseville, and other spots across the area. Now, this comes on the heels of nationwide protests against ICE. We spoke to Michigan's GOP chair today, who disagrees with the comparison of President Trump to a king.
What's a joke is that you have this this automatic pen signing laws that nobody, who's the king signing these laws, because it wasn't Biden. Everyone knows, it is known for 3 years that Biden was out of his mind. So who is the king who was making all these decisions. I am so for peaceful protest. I love to see it. I think it's the voice of the people, provided it's peaceful, and that is not what was happening in LA.
Well, video shows some of the protests in Los Angeles against ICE. We will continue covering this topic, and ahead at 5, you'll hear from organizers of the so-called No King's Day protests in Metro Detroit. Well, family members and investigators want answers after someone on social media claims to have seen a police officer shoot a man on the Lodge Freeway last month. Now, it started as a traffic stop on May 16th near the Wyoming Street exit. Police say a 41-year-old Highland Park man fired multiple shots at a trooper before the trooper fired back, killing that man. There are still many questions out there, like what led up to the traffic stop.
We want the truth. We need to know the truth. Steve was a great guy. He served in his community. He did a lot of good, you know. People want the family, the friends, everybody who knows Steve, you know, I said to know him was to love him. I want the truth.
And again, the family and investigators are asking any witnesses out there to come forward. Well, some showers are moving in across Metro Detroit right now as temperatures start to drop. So let's bring in 4-1 meteorologist Kim Adams, timing out when the rain will dry up. Hey there, Kim, how you doing?
Hey, Damon. Well, we've got the showers now, and it looks like the rain's going to hang around for the rest of this evening, especially if you live, I'd say, south of Novi, anywhere in the southern area of Oakland and Macomb counties. Could creep a little further to the north, but at this point we're looking at rain for Ann Arbor, Detroit, Southgate, and then down into the Monroe and the Ohio border. So we'll go in a little bit closer here and take a look at some of the areas of rain. We'll start in Wayne County, where it's raining now in Taylor, Dearborn, also up into Hamtramck, and we've got a few sprinkles here in Detroit. It's not heavy. I do have lightning detector on, just so you know. I'm not seeing any thunderstorms, so if you have outdoor activities that you can do in the rain but you can't do in thunderstorms, just know that this is just rain. We'll kind of move on over here to Canton, Plymouth. Northville looks pretty dry, maybe just a couple sprinkles there also in Plymouth, and then it gets a little heavier when you get south of Wayne and also out at the airport. In fact, let's check one of our cameras here and see if we can get the airport up now, Metro Airport, where there is some light rain going on, but again, no thunderstorms. So we'll talk about tonight and the weekend forecast. Do not cancel your outdoor plans because there'll be plenty of dry times this weekend. We'll talk about it in a couple minutes.